Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between Astrea and Scarlett here on Ice and Chrome, the latter edition. Bottom left-hand corner, it is Astrea. He's an American Protoss. His name is Max Angel. And in the top right, we have the Canadian Scarlett. She is Zerg. She is red today as usual. I think she requests red from her opponent, and they are happy to acquiesce, I feel like. Anyway, this is a hatch blocking probe. The timing cannot be anything else. And gets there well before the drone is sent down. The drone cannot be bothered. Saying, alright, fine, go ahead and block that. I'll just take my first base here. Well, first expansion here, and off we go to the races. This is Ice and Chrome. I missed this map. I'm not entirely sure why they removed it from the map pool. Maybe it had something to do with the Zerg win rates on this map. Maybe they were too high, but maybe we can bring it back, right? They brought back Beckett Industries, even though it lost the Team Liquid map contest the last time we had it. So maybe we can bring back popular maps like Golden Wall and Ice and Chrome. Max Angels spraying down a Protoss symbol there. Just a little bit of a friendly harassment. No big deal. Gateway expand. Second pylon coming up after the cybernetics core. Let's see where he puts it. And yep, gas first into second pylon as soon as he has enough to do so. Oh, hold on a second. Where's his second pylon? I am realizing all of a sudden. Is it somewhere else? No, it's coming up there. It's just a little bit late. Is he going to be supply blocked? He's going to be supply blocked. Yeah, well, actually, this timing. Oh, look at this. This is disgusting timing. He doesn't chrono boost. So look at that. That pylon finishes. And pow. He's supply blocked for like a microsecond there. That's all that was. That was beautiful. Love this guy. This kid's going to be good. Both players living in Korea. I'm not sure if Scarlett is still in Korea. Anyway, both players competing in GSL, which requires you to live in Korea. So at different times or at the same time, I'm not entirely sure. 230 on the expansion here from Scarlett. About 240 closer to it, but not too big of a deal. Not going to worry about it at all whatsoever. Anyway, hit that like button if you're excited for Scarlett versus Astrea here on Ice and Chrome. I gotta say, a big, long macro PvP is what I'm into. I know not everybody is, but I enjoy it nevertheless. PvT fans, we do have something coming for you very soon as well. I know you've been asking for it, and we're going to make that thing happen for you, I promise. All right. So, anything crazy whatsoever here? No, not really. I mean, both players just macroing super hard. Scarlett's creep spread is actually pushing this way. I thought she'd try to connect her bases faster, but there you go. That tumor's for that purpose, and I assume next tumor's going to be here. Because again, your basic directive here as a queen spreading creep is to make sure that all three bases are connected when you start off, if you're planning on going 3 bases. But Oracle on the way, Baby Shark. The Protoss were once again looking for terrifying Terran programs to stuff into their oracles. They discovered Baby Shark, a music video that has billions of views, yet its use was deemed to be a form of torture. They put the song into this oracle, and once again, into your nightmares. I'm not going to sing it because I have too much respect for you guys as my viewers, but just know, Baby Shark, man. What a piece of culture that particular song is. Queen's chasing. There's a spore there. There's a spore coming up here, but there's nothing to kill at the natural base, so it doesn't matter. The main base has a spore with the queen ready to... No, spore. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, gosh, close. So, 1 kill, not super great there for Baby Shark, but could be worse. Could be 0 kills, I suppose. Anywho, Depth's moving out here. This is not... Oh, you know what? Twilight Council coming in. This is a Twilight Council after Stargate opening, so this could be Resonating Glaives. Oh, and it is. Look at that. Resonating Glaives on 3 bases. Here from Astrea. This is something he's done before. This is something that he's pretty darn interested in doing. But I don't know. Like, if you're going to Resonating Glaives a Zerg, you're going to have to do it fast. Like, you have to hope you hit before the Roach Warren is done, right? Or as the Roach Warren is finishing. But as it stands here, I mean, this is Resonating Glaive Adepts, and they're not even going to have resonating glaives until after the Roach Warren is complete. Like, significantly after, and roaches are ready to go. But as it stands, the Adepts are sitting out here. We're not even getting a Warp Prism. So it's weird that we're Chrono boosting out resonating glaives. Unless it's just an attempt to handle a big Link Flood that it maybe comes to try to kill this third base. I don't know how aggressive you can be, to be honest with you, with this. Although, surprising number here. I mean, Astrea was hiding some. It's 11. It's not like a massive attack or anything. And 9 roaches spawning in. Ooh, that creep tumor lands just in the gosh darn nick of time. That's a really nice tumor to have. That tumor might die, but the queens are trying to protect it. Roaches are popping all over the place right now. And yeah, I mean, Roach getting extra hits off. And, well, transfusing the Roach to keep it alive. Beautiful play there. Out of Scarlett. Full drone evacuation from this base after 3 drones have already been killed. The Adepts do shade out. And what was that? 2 Adepts killed for 3 drones and like a... Did a queen die? No, not even. Like some Zerglings. I don't know. This is not really getting done what I think this is intended to get done here. Max Angel back home is making another Twilight Council. That has got to be a mistake. Max, buddy. Why are you warping in another Twilight Council? Like, unless you want to get Charge and Blink at the same time? I can't think of a reason. Okay, he canceled it. What was he intending to make there? A Templar Archives? Oh, that hurts. That actually hurts. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Just one mistake is a bit of a problem. Hydralisk Den coming in. I don't think we want to go a lot of roaches here against a Protoss that will have Immortals, for example. Blink is on the way, but Hydroling Bane is much better. The roaches are great against the Adepts, but against Immortals and against things like Storm and things like Colossus, not super duper hot. But that said, Hydras are not good against Colossus either, so I mean, there are trade-offs in everything. Everything in StarCraft is all about them trade-offs. Scarlett's 4th base is coming up, creep spreading out this way. See? All the bases connected by creep. What did I tell you? And pushing out this way too. Scarlett's creep spread, as per usual, is pretty darn fantastic. Alright, so Hallucinated Phoenix coming in. They got a beautiful scout off. They see the Nidus Network, the Infestation Pit, and the Hydralisk Den. Just scouting right down the middle there. Roach is trying to see if there's a 4th base coming up here. There's not, so they're going to pull back to the safety of the creep. They don't want to be off creep for too long. I love the Nidus play here from Scarlett. We don't see this a ton. Unless you're making Swarm Hosts, which I'm realizing now, Infestation Pit and Swarm Host, they are connected. So, I mean, no Swarm Hosts are in production, but we've got the technology. We can rebuild it. We can do Swarm Host Nidus. Maybe just, oh, maybe it's a fake out. Oh, that's tricky. So if you're Astrea, do you try to prepare for Nidus Swarm Host, or do you prepare for like a Roach Hydroling Bane kind of a thing? I don't know that it's all that different when it comes down to it, right? Disruptors are coming in. Going to be good both against those Locusts and against the Roaches and Hydralisks up here. Hallucinated Phoenix does not get any scouting off except for the fact that Hydras are in fact out. So it's probably not Swarm Host solely for the fact that we saw Hydras, right? You don't want to spend your gas on Hydras if you're planning on going for the Swarm Hosts. So Astrea says, let's push out a little bit here. I really don't like this composition from Astrea against this at all. Roach Hydra are going to crush this number of Stalkers. There's one Immortal back there, but there are no Ravagers to deal with Force Fields, which actually may be the bigger problem here. 14 Roaches are in production, but Purification, no, but it's so hard to split with Zerg units. They're so fat and so big, but Scarlett is determined to jump on this anyway. Dude, no Corrosive Biles is such a problem right now. I'm surprised she's not building Ravagers right now. To be honest with you, finally breaks through. Break on through to the other side. And Astrea is pushed back down the ramp. I'm going to come back up the ramp because Astrea feels like he's still got some work to do here, including killing Creep Tumors. Take that, Creep Tumors. Take that, Creep Queen. Oh, survives. Creep Tumor die. Got it. Denying Scarlet creep spread. Denying any Zerg creep spread is going to be a good time. Oh, the Dropper Lords, though. Oh, the Dropper plays. Okay, all right. Oh, but the Stalker saw it. Run. Blink. Run. Oh, this is so bad for Scarlet all of a sudden. All right, we're going to unload here. Toss down a Nidus Network for evacuation or reinforcement as necessary. that should just be killed, right? Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. That was extremely well handled by Astrea. I'm just going to tell you right now. That was a shellacking of Scarlett's entire army there. I mean, good stalker positioning to recognize this was happening, I guess. Oh, every Overlord dies. Scarlett is supply blocked. Resources lost are 8,000 even for Scarlett, 6,600 for Astrea. And Scarlett's expanding. That, oof. The drop stuff, man. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it gets utterly crushed and is just debilitating to what the Zerg player is trying to do. So, Ravagers coming in, recognizing that being able to destroy force fields is a good thing. I'm on board with this for sure. Was that a something died there. Was that a Ravager? Entirely plausible. War Prism finally arrives for Astrea. I haven't had one of those today yet, which is a little bit strange at the 10-minute mark. Surprised by that. Lurker Aspect coming in. Dark Shrine on the way. Vipers being produced by Scarlett 2 for their Abduct abilities. Their Blinding Cloud abilities. I mean, their Consume abilities. It's just there's a lot of good stuff that Vipers can do. It's a good spell for sure. Ursa Dawn kind of getting pushed out of the way here. But having to engage on creep. Scarlett's like, I'm not going back to defend against this. Let's go. Scarlett decides we're just going to do some trades. We're going to force you to recall is what we're going to do. And that is in fact what happened. There they are. There's the recalled army. Disruptors. Getting decent. Really decent. Okay. Really good hits. Beyond decent. Those 3 hits combined were amazing. And as a result, Scarlett's forces are kind of scattered, but we got some Lings and Roaches into the natural base and into the main base, causing all sorts of problems here. Gonna have to try to warp in some Zealots, but actually attack Roaches, though. Attacking is good. It's a good unit is attacking. What is this? Oh, some Charge Lots down about this way. Oh, they got the hatch, too. They got this 12 o'clock base that Scarlett was trying to throw up here. That Warp Prism attack, pretty darn effective, even if everybody dies. Roaches get cleared out inside the main after 10 probes get killed. Total workers down 11 probes to 8 drones. Plus a base, though. A hatch down, and Astrea's got to feel pretty good about that for sure. Adaptive Talons on the way. DT Blink coming in from Astrea, which I have to respect. Anyone who gets DT Blink Shadow Stride is just going to earn some Falcon Paladin points for sure. 6 lurkers in production. Astrea not scouting this base that Scarlett's going up with, but the creep spread's been denied in this area, so a sneak attack on this expansion would be pretty good. As I hiccup there. Whew. +3 attack is on the way here from Scarlett's Stalkers. And Zealots and Immortals and Sentries and stuff. So Lurkers burrowing in. They don't quite have Adaptive Talons. Abducting the Disruptor, killing it. Blinking forward to kill the Viper, though. Great split. Doesn't quite matter. You're not quite as fast as Marines with Stim are, as it turns out. Man, I have not seen good Disruptor play versus Zerg in some time. And again, this is a bit of an older replay because it's on Ice and Chrome, and maybe it's just kind of fallen out of favor in the current meta, but it's working extremely well for Astrea here. Saving this bottom right-hand base. The 12 o'clock base. DT's Shadow strode right in and eviscerated it. Thanks for showing up, lads. The DTs decide to push their luck. No, they decide not to push their luck. Also, we're warping in more... Okay, a DT and a bunch of charge lots. Porque no is what I like to say. But Lurker's defending, Roach is defending. Roach Lurker pretty great against Zealots, as it turns out. Right side base does die. Scarlett is in an immense amount of trouble right here. I'm just going to tell you, she's in a lot of trouble. She's got Zealots all over the place. Astrea is being incredibly aggressive. He's making more Blink DTs here. Purification Novas! Oh, getting canceled because he's abducting the Disruptors. Scarlett. Incredible stuff. But DTs take down the Lurker Den. Scarlett, she's in a lot of trouble now. The Hive might go down to these DTs, and I think it will. Oh, the detection is not fast enough. All the DTs pay. Oh, they don't. They blink over. Oh, tried to save the War Prism by unloading some of the DTs, but no, man, Astrea is so fast. So fast. Meanwhile, DT is causing more problems. 11 drones have been killed. 3 hatcheries have gone down. This is absolutely banana pants. This has been such a good game. This is going to get an epic tag. I mean, both players not maxed out. Both players spending their money pretty well. Astrea is actually gas starved. Scarlett about even on resources here. Not starved in anything particular, just both, I guess. So retaking the 12 o'clock, not trying to re-expand on this way, because again, without creep allowing you to see when the army is coming, it's hard to get resources over there with your roaches and your hydras. Lurker Den being replanted. It doesn't actually take that long to build a Lurker Den, so it's not a massive deal. And there it is, here at the natural base locale. Creep spreading. I think Astrea's done a great job killing creep spread too. I mean, it's not anywhere near threatening any of these bases that Astrea has right now. She's trying to toss up a sixth base here, protecting it with stasis wards for the time being, and then some cannons and shield batteries and whatnot after that. No big deal. Astrea pushing up again. Lurker Town, one lurker, kind of enough to make him back off, but some lurkers do come to reinforce, so it's not just one. Little Dark Templar Zealot action heading up this way. That is not actually enough to handle this. This is about six units, roaches and hydras? No. The DT Blink, no, just gets out of there. Uses that benefit of speed on creep to escape. Well done indeed. Resources lost, 22,000 to 20,000 here. And trying to expand at this 11 o'clock position now is Scarlett. For her 6th, I mean, she's down in base count. Income is largely favoring Astrea over the last 10 minutes, but peeking back up into Scarlett's favor for just a second there. But Scarlett is really on the back foot. She's reeling hard. She's lost a lot of creep tumors. The Immortal getting obliterated is pretty good. Wow, where are my death animations? Some of them get death animations. Sometimes they just straight up disappear, though. Maybe these slightly older replays on slightly older patches have that going for them, where there's a little bit more unit disappearing. Astrea is working. He just made another Stargate. He's working on air upgrades to Double Spire in response here from Scarlett. Trying to recognize, yes, the carrier transition has arrived. The lurkers, they do have some value in that they can kill the High Templar. They're going to help the carriers do their thing. We still have a Void Ray. Where is this? What? This Void Ray's been here, I think, forever. Just endlessly patrolling back and forth. So, yeah, I mean, we're maxed out, basically. Scarlett needs to free up some supply to be able to make corruptors and stuff. So we're going to see an attack here to try to do that. Free up some of this 200 supply that she's rolling with, or 193. Maybe, I mean, if you can kill a base while getting rid of that supply, that's fantastic. 5 corruptors immediately in production. 4 carriers at a time are on the way from Astrea. The tech switching here is real. Astrea does like the Sky Toss stuff. Scarlett's been able to handle this in the past. Not all the time, but she's pretty good at it. Zergs in general do sometimes tend to struggle against it. Maybe with the exception of Raynor, who was our world champion for 2020. The young kid. Ah, see? Wow. One lurker is not enough to scare us today, that's for sure. 2 lurkers, maybe. We're going to back out in that situation. As, wow, like 6 more lurkers arrive. All right, fair enough. Astrea expanding to a 7th base at this bottom position, like a 5 o'clock position. We'll call that one. More carriers on the way. We've already got 4. 5th one coming in. Astrea also has the same problem of being maxed out. The unburrow and retreat and reburrow speed is super fast. See, but this shows you... Oh, it's actually sacking some probes to free up supply. That's super cool. This group threatening to move him back in here again. Really, there's only 1 lurker here. Spines are not going to do much, I don't think. If Astrea pushed in, I think he could get a ton done. But another lurker is arriving, which is a bit of a massive problem. But yeah, man, 7th base for Astrea is rolling happily. Just sacking probes. Just sacking probes. Like it's a cool thing to do. That's a lot of disruptor shots to kill a single lurker, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. 3 more carriers in production. This group kind of gets spotted out, as they don't want to go in here anymore, because 3 spines and 2 lurkers maybe seems like too much to overcome, despite the fact that we do have +3 attack. So, I mean, I don't know, you can kill stuff pretty fast. It's your tankiness that is more of a problem and more of a concern. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this transition into carrier, Astrea hasn't been able to kill a base in a while. Really hasn't killed any drones. So Scarlett was down, but now I feel like Scarlett is able to get up a huge corruptor ball. Got 10 corruptors here, got some hydras, got some vipers, for those abducts. She's got all the tools that she wants for this. And a ton of lurkers, so that engaging into a lurker ball with your High Templar on the ground is not going to work out particularly well for Astrea here. So these disruptors are just, we want to get in, please. Is that a bad pathing thing? I don't know. Finally, these dudes decide it's time to go. We're going to move right on in and, you know, get murdered mercilessly by lurkers. And maybe some zerglings while we're at it. Yeah, that's a lot of dead stuff. But again, sacked. Totally sacked so we can make 5 more carriers. Templar Archives on the way. Is that our first one? Huh. So maybe he was intending to make a Templar Archives once upon a time, made a Twilight Council instead, and then never made the Templar Archives until now. It does seem a little bit late to do that. Like, if you're going to want Storm with this comp, I feel like having Storm now would be nice, but waiting on it might be fine too. Who knows? Every base on the map is taken except for these extremes that are very hard to hold for various reasons for both of these players. It's just, it's too close to the Zerg, a little bit too far away to defend. For Astrea to take this one, and taking this one means that there's like this high ground problem too. But les carriers al arrive. We're gonna abduct the carriers, double abduct them, and you did not get recalled home, suckers. See ya. Alright. So 2 carriers die a little bit carelessly, I gotta say. Astrea recalled partially because he didn't want to be abducted into a bunch of corruptors, but partially because the lurkers were threatening this base. Not a whole lot, mind you. There's like no energy taken off of these cannons, and the shield battery has no energy left either. Alright, so we're just going to mash our head against this wall now. Something should die here. Just kidding, the carriers have arrived again. They are slow, but they will sneak up on you in ways you're probably not comfortable with. Ooh, there it is. There's our ball. Abduct, get him. Do you have enough corruptors to one-shot him? No. But 2 shots pretty good. It's way better than 3 shots. 7 more corruptors are coming in. The flyers do have +2, +3 I think would be useful here, but I'm not entirely sure about the math. Whether it matters to get +3 flyer against carriers with your corruptors or not. Probably not. I would think with the additional corruptors in production, we should have enough to one-shot a carrier, even without that +3 flyer, would be my guess. See, look, Storm coming in now. But it would have been nice to have, like, in the last 5 minutes or so, yeah? I feel like it would. Corruptors just straight up kind of engaged. They just get the... I think they just got the Warp Prism. See? And this is where the carriers are slow. This is Scarlett abusing the speed and the immobility of said carriers by killing a couple Warp Gates. But not just sacking for nothing, right? I think the plan here is... you don't just want to die for no reason. Even if you're trying to free up the supply for corruptors. Flux Veins getting started from Astrea here. This is going to be anyone's match at this point, I'm telling you. We're looking at it. We're examining it. Trying to decide. I think what it comes down to is positioning, right? How many more times can you get a free abduct off on a carrier and kill it without losing anything? Right? That's the thing that Protoss hates. Is when they lose a carrier for nothing but some Viper energy, which is really easy to get back. Like, insanely, unfairly easy to get back, right? This consume ability. Just, you know, ta-da, we're back up to enough energy for an abduct. Just never-ending abducts. It's very Brood War that way with Defilers. Changelings get sniffed out instantly because, again, slow Zealots are easy to detect with Changelings. Purification Nova Storm combo is kind of pretty there, actually. Not bad. 8 Corruptors in production. Pathogen Glands coming in, which means we'll see some Infestor production if Scarlett has the free supply for it. Feedback on the Vipers is so good, though. Man, it's like that's the counter to the fact that Vipers get free energy all the time. Oh, Lurker's getting crushed out. Corruptors just going for it, though. They've decided there aren't no Void Rays here. Not a lot of Storm either, so let's just directly engage with the carriers. Destroy them all. And then force Astrea to attack into Void Rays, which Astrea is doing because all of his carriers just got obliterated. No Storm, no Void Rays. That is what Corruptors will do against your carriers, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, look, +3's on the way from Scarlett. She thinks she does need it. Fair enough. 5 more Vipers coming in. We just made a ton of Void Rays. 4 of them on the way. Void Rays, a great counter to Corruptors, assuming Prismatic Alignment is available. If it's not, the Corruptors will do just fine. And that's the trick, is the Prismatic Alignment. Oh, look. See, remember, Astrea is taking this base, and the high ground harassment that I told you about is happening. Oh, some free probes. Astrea doesn't want to donate those probes necessarily, but this base is toast. El toast. I don't know how you say toast in Spanish. I'm sure somebody in the comments can tell me. Ow. Ow. It's kind of a fun visual scene, isn't it? Reminds me of Ghostbusters a little bit, with the streams and the don't cross them, but then they were crossing, and anyway. Isn't crossing the streams good in the end in Ghostbusters? I'm trying to remember if that was a good thing. They're like, don't cross the streams, but then in one of the Ghostbusters movies, they crossed the streams and it was fine. So I don't know. I'm no Ghostbusters expert, it turns out. Ooh, that's just a dead Nexus, not canceled at all. Astrea's floating a decent bank here, 6,000 to 2,000 though. Zealots. Hey, all these spores you made to handle interceptors and stuff? Yeah, that's a waste of time now, isn't it? Spines are just horrifically bad against fully upgraded Zealots, man. Lurkers, good against Zealots, it turns out. Oh, splash damage actually killing that Ursanon. Rest in peace, Ursanon. Blinkstalker coming in the right side. There's really nothing of interest here except for the Roachhorn and a couple Evolution Chambers, but I guess you could go for additional upgrades there. Melee attack and ground Carapace if you wanted them. Scarlett, but 15 drones killed. Actually, burrowing would be nice. I guess you want to burrow where the Zealots decide to finally rest, I suppose. So yeah, just kind of scrappy attacks here. Astrea's entirely given up on the Sky Toss thing, it feels like. With the exception of the Void Rays that he produced, I don't know where those went. Did they die? No. They're just mostly hanging out. Okay. Well, they're moving out. Astrea remembered that he had them. Astrea trying to expand over this way, if at all Protosly possible. We'll have to find out. We'll have to wait and see if Astrea can hold this or not. If he can hold this, I like his chances to win this game. If he can't, I'm worried about it. So here's a problem. There are 36 Corruptors in the sky that are not very good against what Astrea is rolling with right now. However, he can make them... I don't know. If they're turned into Broodlords, Astrea, I feel like he can kill them with the Void Rays, so... I'm not entirely sure if Scarlett wants to make them into Broodlords or not. We will see. Ah, yes. Caustic Spray. A good spell. Before Caustic Spray was invented, Corruptors were kind of useless against anything other than, like, Colossus and air units, right? But now they have Caustic Spray, so no base is safe. Lurkers plus Void Rays. I like this composition. I like this combo. See how effective it is? See how efficient it is? Zealots helping out. Oh, hang on a second. Run, Void Rays. You're horribly... Okay. You're horribly outnumbered. Scarlett has way too many Corruptors for that number of Void Rays to survive. 16 DTs on the way? Alright, I think that's it. I think that's Astrea throwing in the towel. Nobody makes 16 DTs at 29 minutes unless they feel like they're toast, right? Oh, the Adducts are good! Okay, alright. Resources lost right now. 57,000 for Astrea, 44,000 for Scarlett. I'm assuming that flipped when every one of those carriers got obliterated and there was no recall available, which is a big-time problem, and this base is going to die without getting canceled as well. Astrea, the bank is not 6,000, it's 5,000 now. Also, some free Stalkers. No, the blink is good. And the huge Warping of Zealots means these Stalkers get to fight and live another day. 9 Lurkers in production. Scarlett's like, you're not making Sky anything. So these Lurkers are going to be a beautiful tool against what you're trying to do here. Scarlett building right side, now that Astrea has successfully held on to this left side base quite well. Actually, hatch dead canceled though. Minor victory. Minor victory. Trying to expand over here. I think, again, I really feel like Astrea, oh man, if he's going to win this game, needs to, well, first of all, not lose this entire Dark Templar army because they're really expensive. I'm not sure what else they're going to do other than die, though. This is my concern. I like how Scarlett waited until this pylon was done and then killed it. You know, canceling's for chumps. Don't let Protoss cancel things. Don't let anyone cancel things if you can. The Changeling Parade sneaking in extremely sneakily. You ever looked at them? It's been a while since I've looked at them this close, but they're like, before they change, they're so disgusting, man. They're just like this blob of mass, pulling themselves forward, dragging their torsos along the ground, pulling themselves forward with their arms. Blech. Changelings are disgusting. Astrea going for it, boys. We're just going to try to take down every one of these lurkers. And a lot of them are going to die. Ooh, reinforcing zealots mean this is a little bit harder for the lurkers to do. Another lurker down, but the spine lurker force combined maybe a little bit much. All right, all right. I don't know. This feels like Astrea's in trouble. I mean, he's down 189 to 137 supply, which, yeah, that's a big part of it. Does he feel like he doesn't know what to make? Is he a little bit lost, is Max Angel doing that here? I feel like that's what's going on, honestly. More spines coming up. Scarlett replanting that right side base. Guess who's coming in? Zealots. Yeah. Zealots with some High Templar this time, though, with not enough energy to storm, so moderately useful. I mean, they have feedback, I guess. Oh, some Banelings for the first time today to help deal with these guys. I mean, fair enough. A couple Baneling splashes really reduces the HP and shields on these Zealots. Makes it easier for the spines to finish them off. More Banelings coming in, and that's just... I mean, I don't know that it's cost efficient to use Banelings against Zealots, but it works, man. It is efficient, period, in that it kills them quickly. Yeah, Astrea's just done. He just keeps throwing Zealots and Dark Templar into this. And Scarlett refuses to make Broodlords. She's just like, we're good. The Corruptors are dissuading Astrea from making any carriers or anything like that. So let's go. I just feel like more Disruptors would be better compared to Zealots and DTs here. But again, with how well Scarlett's been moving her Lurkers to not take Disruptor hits, not bad. Okay, just burrows right on in. Oh, the DTs have to run for it. Man, you know your Lurkers have good upgrades and you have numbers when you just burrow right on in on top of cannons like that. Alright, so these Lurkers are now all dead because they're not running for it at all. But guess who's coming this way? A lot of Vipers, they're getting feedbacked into oblivion. Left side base going down for Astrea. This is a good match. Scarlett does not have a ton of money. Both players are under 1,000 minerals right now. Income is not great for anyone, I feel like. Scarlett's doing okay, especially with this new base here, and especially with this base still mining. Mineral patches are starting to disappear, though. Starting to disappear. Yes, 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 indeed. Yes, indeed, a Rooney. DTs. I'm gonna eat up your hatchery, and then recall out of there. Oh, I don't think any of the DTs died there. These probes trying to long distance mine are just tragic figures. Wow, Astrea sent them into an absolute bloodbath. That was just bad commanding there. We're down to 39 workers. Oh, but only 40 for Scarlett. So 39 to 40. Income tab looks like this now. You know, largely favoring Astrea today, but the Lurker Viper stuff is just so good. Oh, canceling a hatch, replanting the hatch. I mean, I still feel like Scarlett's going to win this thing based on supply, but... Oh, Disruptors, get out of there, and they do. Somehow, but Scarlett's gonna win this game with like a base of income and like 1,000 total minerals. I love the blinding cloud that the Protoss just walks through casually, no big deal. Their hatch gonna get murdered. +3 attack is too good for the Zealots. That poor Stalker just walks through the death zone. replanting the hatch. I mean, we're looking at 3-ish bases of income right now for Scarlett and just long distance mining plus whatever this is for Astrea. Everything else is mined out at the moment. And that's it. Astrea taps out. Scarlett is your winner because I said back up. Because this happened. Yeah, and that base was toast. So GG. Hit that like button if you liked that one. That was a pretty fantastic... Let's turn off the music. Pretty fantastic macro PvZ here on Ice and Chrome. Hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, end of the day, there resources lost. 84,000 for Astrea and 58,000 for Scarlett. I don't think you can beat a Protoss or beat a Zerg player if those are your resources lost as Protoss. I just don't think you can. That's too much dead stuff. 17 carriers down. 22 Disruptors killed. 60 Dark Templar. 60 Valiant Dark Templar. Also, 6 Nexuses killed is humongous. 5 Hatcheries killed and a Hive is pretty good. But when you lose as many as the Protoss, that is not a good feeling at all. 10 Queens down. The drop early for Scarlett got completely shut down as we see 6 Dropper Lords in this unit's lost tab, which is embarrassing stuff. And end of the day, the 36 Corruptors really prevented Astrea from going anywhere Sky. And then Scarlett just had enough available with this Lurker, Viper, Hydra, Zergling, Baneling thing to deal with what Astrea was throwing at her just over and over again. So exceptionally well played. That was a wonderful, wonderful PvZ. Hope you enjoyed it. And that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.